The Bold and the Beautiful, star Heather Tom reveals her favorite on-screen romances from her 35 years in soap operas. Exclusive. Tom's career in daytime dramas began on The Young and the Restless in 1990. Need to know. Heather Tom opened up to people about her many on-screen romances during her soap tenure. Tom's daytime drama tenure began when she was cast as Victoria Newman on The Young and the Restless in 1990. Tom currently stars on The Bold and the Beautiful as Katie Logan. Heather Tom has spent 35 years in soap operas, and she's had a lot of on-screen love affairs in that time. Tom, 50, opened up to people about her daytime anniversary. Her career in soaps began when she was cast as Victoria Newman on The Young and the Restless in 1990. Then, in 2003, she moved to One Life to Live, where she played Kelly Kramer. In 2007, she joined The Bold and the Beautiful as Katie Logan, a role she's played ever since. Asked which of her romantic plot lines she's loved the most, Tom said, "I think that honestly it goes to my first and my last." The first was Victoria's relationship with Ryan McNeil, played by Scott Reeves, which she calls wildly romantic. Victoria was 16 and he was older, she explained. It was just a Romeo and Juliet storyline. People still come up to me and talk about how much they love that story, and it was really well constructed. I had so much fun doing it. It was also the very first time she got to play a romantic storyline as an actress. It was very exciting, and I think that excitement played onto the screen, and so people really related to it, she said. She called the storyline honest, noting they were in love, but it wasn't perfect. Ryan eventually left her for Nina Webster, Trisha Cast, in 1993. When Victoria and Ryan planned to remarry, he was murdered by one of his exes. Then there's her current on-screen romance, which has been going on for basically the last 16 years of B&B, Katie's marriage to Don Diamant's Bill Spencer Jr. Diamant, now 62, also starred on The Young and the Restless as Brad Carlton during Tom's run. "I've known Don Diamant since I was 15, Tom said. And so we have just a truthful relationship. I love him. He's my family in real life, and I think that they allow the history to really play out." Katie and Bill have been married twice and share son Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. As is often the case on Soap World, the characters' relationship has taken many twists and turns, and the couple reunited earlier this November. Tom thinks the history between the two characters and the changes they've been through are what keep things dynamic. They don't have to play the same story that they've been playing for decades. The characters were very, very different when they first met, and they are different now because of each other, which is a nice thing. I feel like that relationship really rings true, Tom, who is also a writer and director on the series, said. Tom said that when she and Diamant were both still on YNR, they had played with a possible story with Victoria and Brad right before I left. They never went anywhere with it, but we had this good chemistry that was just very natural, she said. They were able to pick up that chemistry years later on B&B when Diamant joined the cast in 2009. Sometimes I feel like you can certainly create chemistry and play it, but a lot of times it's just there. It's just an unspoken thing that makes it work, and it makes it work in a very organic way, she explained. We had a very organic chemistry from the very beginning. And so when he joined the show, I was just like, okay, put me with Donald. We work really well together. Try us together. Try us together. She said that because of their familiarity and implicit trust, it worked from the beginning. Tom also praised the on-screen bond between Katie and her sisters Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Donna, Jennifer Garais. I think the relationship between the Logan sisters is a very truthful, honest relationship with wonderful sisterly chemistry that reads very true and feels very true in real life as well, Tom said. And so I've been lucky to be paired up with a lot of people who I really enjoy working with and love. Read the original article on people. Heather Tom has been in love more times than most people could fathom, at least on television. After 35 years of heartbreak, passion, betrayal, and redemption across the soap opera universe, she's come to see romance through a lens that few others ever get to hold up to the light. Sitting in her dressing room at CBS Television City, her iconic brunette hair swept casually into a loose knot, Tom gives the kind of warm, knowing smile that comes only from a lifetime of scripted seduction and hard-earned wisdom. People always ask me if it ever gets old, she says, laughing as she curls her hands around a steaming mug. But honestly, each on-screen romance feels like trying on a different version of love. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it itches, and sometimes you wish the writers would let you exchange it for store credit. For someone whose characters have lived through every romantic trope in the soap opera playbook, from forbidden affairs to soulmate reunions, from double-crossing lovers to miraculous returns from the dead, Tom speaks about these fictional entanglements with surprising sincerity. I guess after 3.5 decades, she says, shrugging, you realize that even the wildest stories have a little truth in them. Today, she's agreed to something she has never done before: rank her all-time favorite on-screen romances, the pairings that shaped her characters, her craft, and even her understanding of real-life love. Let the countdown begin. 1. The unexpected sparks. Maggie and Vince, the young and the restless, creative fictionalization. Before she became a titan on the bold and the beautiful, Tom spent her formative years learning how to navigate young love in Genoa City. One of her fondest memories, she says, comes from a storyline that almost never happened. There was something magical about Maggie and Vince, she says. They weren't meant to be a big couple. They were supposed to have a brief fling, a filler storyline while the writers worked out the bigger arcs. But the chemistry surprised all of us, even me. It was the kind of storyline that started quietly: stolen glances, accidental hand touches, a sense of two people who had no business falling for each other but did anyway. It was sweet, Tom recalls. A little clumsy. Very human. And that's the secret. Sometimes the small romances feel the biggest. The viewers agreed, turning the surprise pairing into a runaway fan favorite. It was then, Tom says, that she learned her first great lesson about love on daytime television. Even the lightest spark can become a wildfire if the audience wants it badly enough. 2. The forbidden love that changed everything. Brooke and Deacon, a bold and the beautiful classic. Though Tom is better known to modern audiences as Katie Logan, her connection to the Brooke/Deacon era goes deeper than casual viewers might realize. She didn't play Brooke, of course, but she did play the sister whose life was upended by that electrifying, infamous romance.